What's up, happy people, and welcome to the first June edition Employ Baltimore show on Facebook Live. My name is Bill Carnes. I know you're used to seeing Marvin McKinstry. He's on assignment, as they like to say in the biz, and I'll be guest hosting for today. We're going to talk about all things that we have going on within MOED. Please comment, like, and share this video on your Facebook pages. I know we have a lot of folks that watch. Our loyal listeners. We're going to talk about some job fairs that we have coming up. We're going to talk about some employment opportunities. For those of you guys that don't know me, I've been with the agency for 16 years. I started off at the Reentry Center in South Baltimore, and it's always been a passion. Since I've been with the agency, it's helping justice evolve folks is a passion of mine. So we're going to have an organization that does a fantastic job, and they do a lot of resource help for folks that are just getting home. Excited to talk about that a little bit today. So before we get started again, comment, like, share. Hopefully everybody had a very good Memorial Day weekend. I always like to do a little bit of an icebreaker if anybody is out there today. It is, it's cookout season, and we have a lot of family gatherings and things like that. If anybody's out there today, I'd like to know what's your favorite dish that people like to bring to cookouts and what's your least favorite. Just want to get it out there. I know we recently had one a couple of weeks ago. This is my favorite time of year. I'm going to tell you that right now. Absolutely love cookouts. So again, it's summer. It's hot out there. I want everybody to stay cool. I know there's been some issues with some of the local schools sending the kids home early. Let me know if you guys are running into issues with that. It seems to happen every year that there's a school or two where the air conditioners don't work and the kids get home early. And I think, I'm going to have to look into Rex and Parks. We used to work with the aquatics division. I think the pools are open, so let me know. Hey, Shabora, I see one of my favorite CDS out there, Shabora, right? Shabora, type in what's your favorite thing to bring to a cookout. I know you got lots of kids, lots of family. You're one of my Westport people. Go ahead and tell everybody what you bring to the table. So we're going to get started. We're going to jump right into it today. So Katanya, if you can bring our guest on, Ms. Rhonda, appreciate it. What's up, Rhonda? How are you? How was your Memorial Day bash this weekend?
It was amazing. Yeah. And thank you so much for having me on. I actually spent it in Kentucky. Took a road trip to Kentucky and had an amazing time. So
how is the weather, number one?
It was 95 degrees. I laid out by the pool. We definitely had a great time. In Kentucky, of all places.
So I'm throwing it out there today. I always like to do a little icebreaker. Do you like to cook? Do you bring dishes to the table when you go to events?
I do. I have some
What's your go-to that's whatever container, when you have that container at the end of the day, it's empty. So tell me what you like to bring.
So my crab meat, macaroni, and cheese is
you got me right there, crab meat.
It's a big thing whenever it's any gathering, any holiday, indoor, outdoor. They're like, just bring the crab, macaroni, and cheese.
That gets to be an expensive dish now these days. I used to have one that I made. It was called crab melts, where everybody thought was really fancy. All you did was take a block of Velveeta cheese, some crab meat and a little bit of Old Bay, and you put it on a toasted English muffin and you cook it up. They're like, oh, yeah. Sometimes the best dishes are the easiest dishes.
Absolutely. Right? Well, my smack your mama crab macaroni and cheese is a little bit more, it's detailed, a little bit more challenging.
Smack your mama. All right, love it. Shabora is coming in with pasta salad, seafood salad. That's a good one. Catania, potato salad. Hey, we need some fancy stuff. But I will say this. Potato salad is probably the first thing I go to. always go to the potato salad.
But I want to know who made it first.
I was watching a clip on YouTube, and it was really funny. It was a white guy had never been to an African American barbecue. I don't know if it has like 5 million views. And the first thing they did, and I remember when I started going to different things, everybody wants you to taste your food and tell them whose is the best. It's like an awkward thing. I don't ever know. I always say it's all the same. I don't think you ever want to pick favorites, do you?
No. It can start a whole.
That will start a war because people are very protective about their potato salad recipes. It's crazy.
Yes, it's a thing.
They don't want to tell you what's in it or how they make it or anything. So that's cool. So again, really into the ex-offender justice involved folks. We need more organizations like yours. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in helping our justice involved people in the area.
So again, I'm Rhonda Cox. I am No Struggle, No Successes project coordinator. And so it's a lot of things that title covers. First and foremost, I'm their event producer. So anytime we do any major events or any podcast, any media stuff, I am the individual that coordinates and facilitates that. In addition, I help with the grant mining with our president, Jeanette Graham, and making sure all of our documentation are together, specifically when we are seeking funding for our youth program. And then also I oversee components of our youth empowerment program, such as this summer, I will be the site supervisor as we are a Youth Works host site. And so we will have youth working here, and I'll be overseeing that program as well as the summer food program that we'll be doing here from our headquarters on Maryland's Avenue.
So let's talk about from start to finish. One of the things that we used to do with MOED, one of my favorite programs. I want to shout out to Kia McCoy out there. She wants to know how we get the type of job that we're doing. This is just what. So this Facebook is one of many things we do. But actually, what we do is we get jobs. So if you know how to bring jobs for folks in Baltimore City, give me a holler. We're always looking for good BSRs. One of the things that I loved was going behind the fence. So is that what does the journey start when people come home, or do you do some kind of triage while they're still, housed?
Yeah, so I'll like a little history lesson for individuals. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Juvenile Restoration Act law, also known as the JRA Act. They passed it in October of 2021, and basically it allows a second look into the individuals who were charged as an adult under the age of 18 and that they were serving lengthy sentences of 20 years or more. And so statistically and scientifically, they've shown that brain development and making sound decisions on maturity doesn't really happen until the age of 25. And so you have these individuals under the age of 25 that are serving these lengthy terms. And so our president, Jeanette Graham, and our program director, Stanley Mitchell, they get to go to the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Facilities, and they conduct in-person visits with those incarcerated individuals, work closely with their legal representation team to develop a solid reentry home plan, and then align them with authenticate program services and mentorship support and testimony so that when they are available or they're eligible for the grant of their release, they have these supported services in place for them throughout the state of Maryland. So that's really how the start of it happens. And then we move forward into our 18-month program.
So that's interesting you brought that up, because I know, and you probably know a lot more about this than I do. Recently, the state legislature passed sweeping laws to change the juvenile system to where I read where, kids 14, 15, and 16 were getting incarcerated for long periods for petty charges, shoplifting under 1,000 and things like that. So they're trying to change all that. And I didn't realize how widespread of a problem it is, because what happens is the dropout rate increases. I mean, it seems like these kids, once they get out of the system, they have nowhere to go, and then they're labeled as a ex-offender. So what do you guys do to help, people who are in that situation?
So we offer two kind of pillars under our reentry program. The first one is called the pre-reentry case management services, and that's for the youth ages 11 to 18.
Wow.
And then we also have our post-incarceration rehabilitation program, and that's for adults ages 19 up to 65 years of age. And so we start putting together services, of which 90% of the services that we provide are on site. And so it's helping bridge that gap between freedom, family, and finance. And so we are just aligning with what the legal system has stated that they have to do, but then also providing them supportive services such as securing housing and being able to re-enter into their community as positive, productive individuals.
So you caught me about 11 years old. So do you go out to the schools to get folks to come to your program? Tell me how you do the outreach part of it.
Yeah, so we actually have a partnership with Baltimore City Public Schools right now, where we go into their schools and we are linked up. It's our youth empowerment program. So we're looking at those youth ages 11 to 24 that are showing early warning indicators. And so these are individuals that may have been negatively impacted by having a parent or a guardian who was incarcerated or a family member. And so they're starting to show some things. So it may be learning disabilities, teen pregnancy, gun violence, gang related, the LGBTQA plus navigation, homelessness, all of these factors that negatively impact youth and sometimes push them to choose those street alternatives that are not positive or productive. And so we get in there early to work with them and to show them that there are other routes and avenues. We have a mentorship platform that we actually offer for them to help them stay the course. And it's helping them develop their entrepreneurship skills, because we recognize that school may not be for everyone, especially if you're dealing with learning disabilities and challenges at home. So basically, that old saying, idle hands is a devil's workshop. We want to keep the hands busy. And so we do that through our entrepreneurship skills development.
Do you ever get any of the squeegee kids in the area, or folks that are hanging on the corner? Like, back in, hey, Deidre, how are you? Deidre, by the way, the question of the day is, what's your favorite food to bring to the picnic? So put that in the chat for me. I know Deidre is a good cook, so I can't wait to see what she puts in there. So when we're doing the outreach part, and the warning side, so you see kids on the corner, is it that kind of handy? You do neighborhood walks? Because this kind of stuff fascinates me, because that's what, I think the violence walks that we do and I participate in, that kind of stuff, when you're actually there out in the street touching folks, it seems to make a little bit of a difference, because a lot of these kids just don't think anybody cares about them anymore. Am I on the right path when I say that?
You're definitely on the right path. And so something that we're very proud about here at No Struggle, No Success is some of our youth participants actually, they're living it. They are the experts on what it is that they're dealing with. And so they created a social project called the Social Cube. And so they developed the plan, they developed the budget, they have done everything to the point where they were the recipients of two major awards. One was the Philanthropy Tank Award in the amount of $10,000. And the other was the Riley Foundation, and they were a recipient of $3,000. And the only organization in the state of Maryland to receive that. And so they are using those funds to create their own brick and mortar, safe, positive, and nurturing space here at our office at 2025 Maryland Avenue. And it is open to the youth of Baltimore City. It is not just, it's not like a rec center per se. They are building it out so that there's a tech room where if you're interested in coding or website development, we are going to have the space for them to be able to do that. And this is all youth driven, youth thought up. Of course, there'll be adult supervision, but we've just basically allowed them to live their themselves out unapologetically and to tell us what it is that they need. In addition to that, there's be space for mentors to come, tutoring as they get ready to take SATs, and there'll be a space for entrepreneurship wing in there. So if they're trying to do hair, they want to do nails, they want to restore old sneakers, they want to make jewelry, there's a space in there for that. In addition, there is a clothes and toiletry pantry. Okay. Where youth can come in, they log in, they can go in, they can get clothes. There's a space that they can take a shower, that they can freshen up, because sometimes the youth have nowhere to go. Sure. And so they thought this up, and now they have the funds. And anyone who cares to donate, please go to nostruggle.nosucces.org to help us. And there is a donation link there where if you want to help the youth be able to really push this all the way through, I know that they would really appreciate it. But it's to those youth that you're talking about.
Okay. Well, a safe place is very important for everybody, especially kids these days. They need a place to go where they feel like they don't have to look over their shoulder. So that's fantastic. What I want you to talk about, and I love the donation thing, talk about what type of items you're looking for, but I want to hear about all the services that you guys offer. So I'm just going to turn it over to, I'm a 13-year-old kid, I'm struggling in school. I might have a learning disability. A lot of these young folks that I run into, we work with the squeegee kids and things like that. I feel like there's no path for them. So how do you approach folks that feel like they're a little bit lost and everything? Because, there's a lot going on in this world right now. And it's easy for our young folks to go in the wrong direction. So talk about how, if I walk in off the street, what are you going to do for me?
So you'll do what is known as like an intake, and we offer intakes Monday through Wednesday, and we have a monthly calendar that we put out. So if anyone is interested in receiving that calendar or to even put your own events on that calendar, please feel free to reach out to me. It's R Cox, C as in cat, O as in oxygen, X as in x-ray, at nostruggle.nosucces.org. And we can get you on that. But that also helps our youth in the community, in the schools, everyone to know the type of services and events that we're hosting for them. And so once we get the intake process taken care of, and we have staff here that do that, our community youth workers, and identify what the challenges are, what the needs are, we go from there. So some of the concerns that we've seen come across have definitely, as I talked about, homelessness, learning disabilities. They come in with IEPs, and just all of the whole gambit, whatever you can think of as a youth, ages 11 to 24, which we deem youth and young adults. We cater to those individuals. And so some of the enrichment activities and projects that we have offered to our youth is creative writing and poetry, yoga, boxing, music, dance, sports, culinary skills. We've linked up with KDW Cares. They help us as far as the culinary aspect of it. We provide reading and financial literacy. Clean Streets in your community. Shout out to Clean Streets with Sean Stinnett, who is an amazing partner to No Struggle, No Success. We help them build their businesses from the ground up. If they're interested in real estate, we connect them with mentors there, security, as well as barber and hair care, grooming. We have all of those available to them. And then also, if you want us to come into your schools, you can reach out to us and we would be more than happy. Right now, every Thursday, we are in a number of schools, just like I talked about, talking to the youth that qualify for the program and helping them navigate and providing them in-school support as well as out-of-school support. You still there? Oh, I can't hear you.
So no problem. Next question is, are most of your positions voluntary, or do you have paid staff positions?
Okay. Yes.
Because this sounds like a really interesting place to work. So how many folks are on your staff? I'm just curious.
So right now, full
Including all
time.
your mentors, because it sounds like you have a big outreach out there.
And you know what? It's crazy because right now we really aren't. None of us are full time per se. Let's just say that everyone is working part time. We have our president, who is Jeanette Graham. We have our program director, Mr. Stanley Mitchell. We have our program manager, Ms. Robin Neverdon. Myself as the project coordinator. And then we have our intake specialists. We have our community workers as well as peer advocates. And we have the assistants to the president and the program director. And then we also have interns. So we definitely have great collaborations with the schools that have their students, their scholars come through. And we just let 2 of them, they just transitioned out, but with the potential to come back and work for us full time when they're ready. So we're always looking. And honestly, it's right now we do have 2 immediate positions available. We are looking for an administrative assistant to the president. It's a Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. position, and you're able to work remotely. And some of those key qualifications is that we definitely need someone that is Microsoft Office literate, has great time management, organization skills, they're punctual, excellent writing and verbal skills. We're looking for someone with at least 3 years of experience. And some of those key duties would be maintaining her calendar, sorting through her emails and fielding them appropriately, and also assisting us with the grant documentation management. The second position is a peer advocate. That is an 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. position, Monday through Friday. And again, that is working direct service. So if you're someone that's interested in working directly with our participants, then that would be the position for you. And so anyone who is interested in any of these positions, please feel free to send your resume as well as 3 professional references to info at nostruggleNoSuccess.org.
And I'm going to do a special shout out to one of my favorite folks in the agency, Lewis Muck. He does apprenticeships. We're going to connect you with that because it would be great for us to talk to your folks, your young folks about, and you hit it earlier. Not everybody wants to stay in school, go to college, but you know what? Oh my gosh, we need electricians and plumbers and elevator repair people and transportation people. Oh my gosh. So Lewis, I know you're out there. We're going to make that connect.
Yeah, that's where our community partners come in. We love having them come in and gathering the youth. And it's not just the youth, it's our adults too. It's never too young or too old to get started. And so we love when they come in. Shout out to Terrence of Terra Cafe. He's also been assisting, navigating through owning your business and what that looks like from A to Z in partnership with our own Jeanette Graham, who helps with individuals who are interested in establishing their businesses the correct way. Not just saying, hey, I want a business, what does that really look like?
How do you get all these great mentors? So is it just word of mouth? Because it is word of mouth. That fascinates me. I really think that's cool that you have a real estate person, you have a barber, because, one of the things that we did at the Reentry Center at Mondawmin years ago was we had a creative writing workshop. We had a professor from Hopkins come in. It was an English prof. And she would come in and help get these folks published. And some of the stuff was so heart-wrenching and it was just beautiful.
Turning the pain into a passion.
And you put ink on paper and that stuff heals. It's really important to do things like that. Like I'm a big believer in music and the arts and things like that to get people to, some positivity. So do you do group outings or things like that also?
We do. We had one of our partners that was doing youth fishing excursions on the weekend. So you could sign up and go and do things that a normal city kid may not normally do. I'm from the country. So wade fishing with rainbow trouts and all of that. Like I did that, riding bareback, horseback, like all of that. I did that. But I have an 18-year-old that probably would be like, what we getting ready to do? Like,
how am I putting that on the hook? Yeah, I don't know.
Want me to put a worm on a what?
Exactly.
So it's great to be able to give them that exposure. And to answer your question, we are a firm believer here at No Struggle, No Success about positive energy. And when you really come from a genuine place of wanting to heal and to help and to connect, individuals that are like-minded, they feel that, they sense that, and they too will gravitate towards you and want to be able to connect. And so that has definitely, we're young. We are a young organization. We are definitely the definition of grassroots. We didn't come in with no grant. It's about quality over quantity for us.
Sure.
And just ensuring that everyone who walks through our doors and who leaves out, they feel empowered. They feel heard. They feel seen, that they're more than just a number, that they are individuals with family members that they're trying to reconnect with their life was interrupted. There was a comma, and now they're ready to continue with that sentence and turn it into a book. And so that's really what it is. And you asked about how we got with it. And so Jeanette's story is definitely, she was the young mother of a 15-year-old who was charged as an adult and given a 10-year sentence.
Oh, wow.
And she didn't understand the legal system. This is where her pain turned into passion. She threw herself into understanding where she was derailed, the information that she should have had that she didn't have, and making sure that other mothers and fathers and individuals that came behind her didn't have that same situation. And so to watch her over the past couple of years bring home over 120 something individuals that have come through our door, and her own son was still locked up. But she still worked passionately so that other mothers could put their arms around their sons and their daughters and their brothers and their mothers and all of that. And then this past year, what was it? It's June now. So in April, her son came home.
Fantastic.
And after serving 7 of his 10-year sentence, he was able to come home. And it's because of the work that No Struggle, No Success is doing. You know, it wasn't, he's actually our logo designer. So when you go to our website and you see the hands wrapped around the bars and they're cracking and the logo says No Struggle, No Success, that was his vision as he was locked up, wondering when he would be able to come back home. He's had siblings born, you know, family members have passed, and just that type of, you feel that. That's the real story. It's not made up. It's not anything. This is the real life. And then we have Mr. Stanley, who was released in 2013, and he's part of the UNGers. And for those who don't know, that was a pilot program to show that individuals who have been given life sentences, if they could come home, that change can occur. People can change. You know, it's not automatic that just because you did a crime that you cannot be rehabilitated. And so those individuals have come home and have proven statistically that rehabilitation is an option. And that's why this reentry program works, because we have people here who lived it.
Yeah, you're speaking my language, because the Unger folks are the folks that I love to deal with. I just had a gentleman, he was pardoned by Governor Hogan last year, Joseph Dorsey. He's one of my guys, calls me all the time. Came home, he was away for over 30 years. And back then, they had the law. He wasn't even the trigger man. He was there. It was a gang thing. He was 16 or 17. He didn't even, and because he was there, they gave him a 45-year sentence. You know, he taught himself. He got his degree in school. He was a mentor. But when he came out, he was a little lost. He didn't want to go back to his old neighborhood. He was worried about that. Didn't know how to work a cell phone. And so whenever, the thing I noticed the most about someone is you can tell right away if they truly want to change. Every time I made an appointment, he would be a half hour early. He would always call. And we were able to get him a good, decent paying job within a week. And he was waiting for 30 years. And he's on his third job. He keeps going up, up, and up. And he calls me every week just to say, hey, how are you doing? And it just, it's, to me, you know, we work with a lot of folks. It's just so awesome. You know, we're never going to get rich doing what we do.
No, but here's the thing.
But the thing is, that hits me where it doesn't matter how much money we're making, when you can make a difference in someone's life who was wronged. That gentleman has every right to be bitter, but he's not. He's a happy person. He's trying to change. And you just love to see that kind of stuff. And anything we can do to help, it's just a great thing, you know?
Yeah, no, and like you said, it's currency comes in different forms. It's not
Right.
always about money. It's
Right.
that filling up your spirit, you know, and seeing the faces on individuals when you reconnect them. And like I said, and you see them. And like with Mr. Mitchell, our program director, he served over 30 years. He was sentenced in 1978. And so he is the true testament. Mm-hmm. He is consulted by far and large people that come to him for navigation, advice, insight, you know, because he's somebody who's real. When he goes into the systems, the individuals, they recognize, you know, this is somebody who's walked in my shoe. They know, he knows what it is. So it's not just somebody in a suit.
He's been there. He's felt it.
Now, don't get me wrong. Mr. Stanley Mitchell will come in a suit, nasty suit, but the suit is not the man. The man, you know, is the one that they connect with and they feel comfortable with. And I really, truly believe that's why so many of them have been so successful when they've come out, because they feel like they can relate to someone. Okay. He's an example.
So again, we're going to grow. You guys are going to grow throughout the city, right? I do have a question. Is this only for city residents?
It is not. So we have Baltimore City and Baltimore County residents, and actually affiliates throughout the state. So when we get referrals outside,
so we're going to put one of these everywhere. That's the goal, right?
So actually, there has been conversations. There are people that want to know what is happening. Who is this little program in Baltimore City, you know, that's making strides like this, you know? And so, we definitely have desires to grow and to help as many individuals as we can. Crime does not discriminate, no matter, you know, because you live in Orange County or you live in, you know, wherever, it doesn't discriminate. So we definitely feel and see the need for this elsewhere. And so, yeah, we want to grow.
Can you talk a little bit? I know we were focusing on the youth, but you work with adults too, right?
We do. So that's that adult program, ages 19 to 65 years of age.
So I just came home. What can you do for me?
So it's the same process. What it's basically, where do we start with you? Like, what is it that you are in need of? And sometimes it's as basic as, I need my birth certificate.
Sure.
I need my social security card.
I need my ID.
Yeah, ID, so that I can get health insurance, so that I can get benefits, so that I can be counted as a citizen and not an inmate, you know, so those type of things. And then, of course, we help them with resume building. We provide transportation. I know you talked about that earlier, about the challenges. And so we've been fortunate to connect with individuals that support us with their transportation needs. But we are in the market of trying to get vans donated. We are a nonprofit organization in good standing with our nonprofit status. And so we are looking for vans that we can get here so that we can do more, to be able to travel more with our individuals and get them, you know, where they need. Right now, we do a lot of Ubers, bus tokens, and things like that. But again, we'd like to be able to really go in as far as transportation is concerned. I do want to put an asterisk when we talk about our offenders, is that we do not accept any individuals with tier 2 and 3 sexual offense convictions.
I was just going to ask you that, because you're working with children.
Yes.
You're probably, and I myself, I do work with folks that are on the registry, but I would imagine that in that particular environment that you're not able to work with folks on the registry.
Yeah, and that includes child molestation charges. Okay. But it's not, we don't turn folks away. We definitely try to find an avenue that works for you. It's not a judgment piece. It's just that this is what we are and are not equipped to be able to service at this time. And we don't want to we want to do right by the individuals that we do serve.
Are you able to work with folks that have violent felonies on their record? So
again, as long as it's not a tier 2 or a tier 3, okay, then they are eligible for a program. And so we do case-by-case consideration of other counties such as Prince George's, Anne Arundel, Charles, Howard, and Hartford counties, and they're accepted by. And we also accept referrals from state and governmental agencies, and not just walk-ins. Like sometimes a girlfriend will call and say, "Hey, I saw you guys on the news, and I want to see how you can help, you know, my significant other," and we go that route too.
Okay, fantastic. Well, man, this flew by. Like we just went through a half an hour.
Can I invite everyone to our event?
No, I was going to say, talk about what you have upcoming. I know you're doing some outreach, so this is the forum for it. How can we get involved?
So every year we have two major events. April is our groundbreaking anniversary that we do. And it's, we like to get dressed up and fancy and things like that and honor specifically a lot of our participants and their successes. And then when we get to June and we talk about cookouts, we have a Friends and Family Day. And it is at the Why Not lot located at 4 West North Avenue. So right there on North and Charles in the Charles Station District. It's outdoors. And it's from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on June the 12th. And we invite all of our staff, their families, participants, their families, our community partners, our funders, the community at large. We want everyone to come. And this year we will be honoring and celebrating our youth because they have overcome so many challenges with pandemics and all of that. And so we want to celebrate and hold sacred a space for them as they graduate, go off to prom. They are getting acceptance letters to colleges and trade schools. They are establishing their own businesses. And so we want everyone to come out. It's free. There'll be food. There's going to be music.
Are you bringing your pasta dish?
I don't think I'm gonna do that because I've been running around. But we will have frozen treats, courtesy of Frozone Frozen Treats. There'll be giveaways. We're gonna be doing some acknowledgments and recognitions of some special folks. But we invite everyone to come out. You can RSVP by sending me an email. Again, that's RCOX@nostrugglenosuccess.org, or you can just pull up. I mean, it's a community event, and we definitely want everyone to come out and see what it is that we do. We do also offer on-site tours of our facilities by appointment. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, you can give us a call, and we can coordinate that. We have a 3-story facility at this time. As I told you before, the basement is specifically for the Social Cube headquarters. The second floor is our administrative offices. And then the third floor, which is where I'm from right now, we have 2 rooms. And actually they were apartments, like studio apartments. And we've converted them for a space for trainings. And we also do HIV testing. We give away COVID kits, and we have a clothes closet for adults up here as well. So we're definitely using our space and looking to grow.
Fantastic. One last thing.
Yes.
For all the young kids out there who struggle, let them know that you're there for them. So a little message if you can.
Listen, I am the mother of a Baltimore City student who will be graduating, shout out City, this month. And her life, I've seen it. It has been a challenge from losing just recently. She lost a dear friend to gun violence, and he's 17 years old. And having to navigate that, having to navigate your sophomore and junior year, not being the traditional high school experience, having family members that were incarcerated, having to navigate all of that and still come out on top, still come out with a 4.9 GPA, still get accepted into 14 different colleges and being able to select your college of choice. Those aren't easy. So I see you, youth. I see everything that you're going through. And I'm also letting you know that we're here for you. It doesn't matter if you come from a solid home, a broken home, a single parent home, you're on the streets, you've done some things that you may not be proud of. It doesn't matter, because this is a no judgment zone. We are each worthy and deserving of making our mark in this space that we are being given. And anything that No Struggle, No Success can do, we will do it. I know firsthand Jeanette will go out of her own pocket to make sure that you're good. So stop by, come see us, 2025 Maryland Avenue. We right across from Save-A-Lot. Knock on the door, ring the bell, come upstairs, and let us figure it out together. You're not alone.
And Rhonda, we're going to talk soon, because I've got lots of jobs for Justice Involved folks. So we need to make that connect. We need to make that. Yeah, absolutely. I could talk to you easily for an hour. I mean,
I thank you for allowing us to be with you.
You're doing a great work. Really appreciate you. And we'll have you on again. We definitely will. Nice seeing you guys again. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Oh, somebody said city forever.
Yeah, and I want some of that pasta salad at some point. Congrats to your
You
daughter.
come up here. We'll get you some crab macaroni and cheese. Smack
All
your
right,
mouth.
awesome. Rhonda, take care.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was awesome, guys. Love, love, love to hear stories like that. There's a lot of folks. When we turn on the news, it's always negativity, negativity. There's lots of folks like Rhonda out there. We need to get their stories out that, and organizations like that are really trying to turn this stuff around. We need positivity, and I love stuff like this. Love, love, love it. So, by the way, hey, Deirdre. And she's talking about, we were talking a little bit earlier, it's cookout season. Want to know if you guys are out there, what's your favorite dish to bring to the cookout? I was going to talk about the stuff that nobody really eats, but we're gonna leave that alone. But I bet you that pasta salad's pretty good. And I do, before you guys go away, we have some events coming up. So if Tanya can pull up some slides for me, we're doing something really cool tomorrow. And if you can make it a little bit bigger, because I'm blind as a bat. So tomorrow from 12 to 3, we're going to have a little bit, it's DI in the workplace. We're embracing diversity, and we're going to have a good time. A lot of us from MOED are going to be out at War Memorial tomorrow at the plaza. We're going to have guest speakers, and we're going to reach out and embrace the LGBTQ plus community. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to talk about how, and there's going to be some food trucks and all kind of cool stuff. So we want to have you down there. And Katania's up to the next slide, so I guess we're running out of time. Transportation fair. This is something that we're doing as a group. It's going to be happening at the Bush Street location down in South Baltimore. And that's the place where I'm at. We are going to have 15 employers. If you have a Class C license, a CDLA or CDLB, we're going to have employers. It doesn't matter. If you're looking for driving positions, it doesn't matter what kind of license you have. We have folks for you. And so if you have a Class C license, I have paratransit companies that want to hire starting at $20 an hour, no experience, with a sign-on bonus. American Limo is hiring for shuttle drivers with a Class C license, $18 an hour. If you want to drive for beverage companies, we've got Canada Dry. Class Produce is a fruit and vegetable company, and they're looking for Class B and Class A drivers. Shepherd Pratt's looking for van drivers. The post office is going to be there. Maryland Department of Transportation is going to be there. It's going to be a great event. So right now, we don't have a lot of people signed up. So let's get that out there. If you know anybody looking for driving positions, quite a few of these employers are justice involved friendly. So I hope to see you next Wednesday at the Bush Street location. All you got to do is scan that little code on there, and we'll get you rolling. And I have one other thing I wanted to, I completely forgot about this. Great news. This year we had the City of Baltimore welcome the CIAA League. They had the men's and women's basketball tournament earlier this year. I think it was in February. And it was absolutely a success, and they're going to extend it through for the next 3 years, which is great news, because I know as we speak, they're completely refurbishing the Baltimore Arena. So they're going to have a nice new facility, to house this. And they had great attendance. I think I read over the event, they had over 34,000 people over the 5 or 6 days that the tournament was held, which is phenomenal. It was great for local businesses, and very, very happy that they're coming back. And they signed an 3-year extension. Now, I've got one other thing to talk about on Saturday. And, I was talking earlier about how I love to do picnics and things like that. One of the things I really like to do is get outside in the community and do community events. I'm at the South Baltimore location, and we're going to be working with Mike Battle and his foundation, which is the Rich Foundation, and We Are Us. They're going to be having a resource fair at the shopping center over in Cherry Hill Road, 701 Cherry Hill Road. We're going to have lots of resources. MOED is going to be there. We're going to talk about lots of different jobs that we have for folks. We're going to have folks that can help with housing, with CPR training, child support, mental health support. There's going to be some food, games, music. Bring the kids. There's going to be a moon bounce, all that kind of cool stuff. So I hope to see you all. It looks like it's going to be a nice hot day on Saturday. So let's get out there, and I hope to see you. And I think that's it at this point. So, very, very much appreciate everybody coming on board and watching today. I'm sure Marvin will be back this week. I'm glad you guys put up with me for 45 minutes. Marvin's shoes are tough to fill, but I always enjoy doing this type of stuff, especially with great organizations like we had on today with Rhonda. So I want to have everybody. Oh, this is the big pet peeve. I usually have my shirt with Bill on it. Vote, please, please, please. It's very important to make your voice heard. You know, the primaries are coming up. We need you to get out there and vote. You know, absolutely make your voice heard. Still got time to do that. And Tanya, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to sign off. And I hope everybody, you know, it's hot, get a little bit of sun. You know, this is, again, my favorite time of year. I like when it's hot out, but don't stay out too much. Be careful with your pets out there. Okay. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next week.